Hi guys, I'm here again to demonstrate a simple example of using Mule JDBC connector with Groovy script. You must be familiar with Mule JDBC connector and Groovy. So I like to demonstrate a very simple Mule flow that contains how to use Groovy scripts with Mule JDBC connector. So before I start, I like to say that I'm using Anypon Studio 3.5 for this example. We often use Mule JDBC connector for a database operation in different way, but how about using it through a Groovy script? Let's check our database first. Let's consider our database contains 3 rows. You can see the IDs 1, 2, 3. So what I want to show you, like what about retrieving this rows from this table? You can see the table name is table 1 and the database name is testdb. So what about retrieving this data on a browser using Mule JDBC connector and calling that Mule JDBC connector with a Groovy script? Let's see how. This is our simple, you can see, simple flow. What we are doing is, like, we're using a HTTP inbound endpoint, and this is the Groovy script we're talking about. So what we need is, like, first we need to have a simple configuration with our Mule flow, with our database. So this is my database. You can see this is my database. I'm just configuring with Spring Beans, and I'm defining a global DB connector. So you can see global element. This is the global database connector I'm using. This will interact with the database and Mule. Now, so this is a simple flow. You can see this is a simple flow, nothing much about this. So it contains the HTTP inbound. I'm using HTTP inbound so that I can show this demonstration on a browser, web browser. So what I'm trying to do is, like, whenever we will hit this URL on a web browser, this Groovy script will be active. So you can see what I'm doing is, like, I'm defining this JDBC script. I mean SQL script here. You can see I'm trying to fetch the rows with based on the ID, and I'm passing this ID value using a query parameter. I'll show you how, what we are doing actually. So before I explain further, I like to run this and deploy this application. So here the application started and is being deployed. Now, what about testing the application? See, you can see here I'm using this URL where I'm passing ID value 1, ID value 1, so that I can retrieve the data, the row that contains the ID value is equal to 1. You can see the first row I'm trying to retrieve. Okay, let's, you can see the data is being retrieved from the database that contains ID values of 1. What about if I want to see the second row? You can see I can retrieve this data, the second row. So how it's happening actually? I'm hitting this URL, the HTTP inbound endpoint, and it is passing the query parameter to the Groovy script. I'm passing this SQL query, and this SQL query is retrieving the value based on this ID, and this ID I'm just fetching using message inbound property. This is the query parameter. This is the value which I am passing it as a query parameter. So you can see this is a simple example. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to call, you can see this line of code, I'm trying to call the database connector which I have defined. This is the database Mule JDBC connector that I'm trying to call this JDBC connector in this Groovy script. So what I mean to say is like you can perform any type of SQL queries. Doesn't matter. It's a retrieve, it's a delete, it's a update, it's a create. So any type of SQL queries, and you can perform any type of CRUD operation in your database using this script. So what about if you try if you like to delete a particular row using this Groovy script? So I have already created the script. This nothing. This is the same script. Just the query will be different. So if I replace this script, if I replace the script here with a different query, I mean to say like what I'm trying to do is like I'm deleting the row that will contain the query parameter. So let's deploy it again. This time, instead of retrieving the data will be deleted. Again, the application is redeployed. Now, since I haven't changed anything in my URL, I can hit the same URL, and this time instead of retrieving the data, the ID, the row containing this ID will be deleted. So let's do it. See, data is deleted from the database. So, let's check manually by entering the database. Let's check that. So if you see, if I run this queries, I need to I need to retrieve all the data here. If I run this query, see all the ID 1 and 2 is present there. That means it has already deleted the data that the row that contains the ID 2. If if I pass the value as 1, so it will get delete the row that contains the ID value 1. Data has been deleted. So let's check again. See, it has deleted the row that contains 1. So this is very simple example. You can use the Groovy script to call the your Mule JDBC connector and perform any type of operation, any type of database operation. uh, I repeat, any type of database operation. That means you can create a table, you can delete the data from table, you can update existing data, and you can retrieve a single data, a single row, or all the row based on your SQL query. So this code, if you want to see, I have already shared this code. You can visit my blog, anirbancentury.com blog, and you can find this. I have already shared this code, and you can try by yourself using this code. Till then, have a nice day.